I didn't plan the dinner to be dramatic. It was their anniversary, 30 years together. My parents had never asked for much celebration, just a restaurant, the same one they liked since I was a kid, warm lights and quiet music. My sister came because she always did. I came because I always had. The mortgage had been paid that afternoon. I had arranged it weeks earlier. Papers signed, transfer confirmed. The bank clerk congratulating me like it was a milestone. I imagined my parents opening the envelope I'd prepared. My mother would probably cry. My dad would do that slow nod he did when he was proud but trying not to show it. Mostly I wanted to see their house finally belong to them. At dinner the glasses clinked the way they always did. My sister was already halfway through her second drink, laughing loudly about something from work. My father stood to give a toast. He was smiling in that casual way that made people lean in, waiting for the punchline. He lifted his glass toward me. "Look at her," he said, buying attention again. My sister burst out laughing. Not a small laugh, the kind that fills the room. My mother smiled in that tight, uncertain way she had when she didn't want to pick sides. A few people at nearby tables glanced over. I remember feeling something familiar instead of shocked. The same quiet tightening that used to happen when I was younger and he'd turned something I'd done into a joke. I smiled back, just enough to make the moment pass. I didn't give them the envelope. I left early, saying I had an early morning. No one stopped me. The next morning I woke up earlier than usual. My phone was silent on the kitchen counter while I made coffee. The payment confirmation email was still open on my laptop. For a while I just looked at it. Then I called the bank. The representative spoke in the calm, procedural voice people use when they're handling something ordinary. "Yes, the transfer posted yesterday," she said. "I need to reverse it," I told her. There was a short pause. Not judgment, just the sound of someone checking policy. "That can be processed today if the receiving mortgage account hasn't been permanently closed," she explained. "It will restore the balance." "That's fine," I said. Authorization verified. A few digital signatures, no emotion involved, just systems adjusting numbers. Before noon the transaction had been reversed. I didn't look at my phone until mid-morning. 4 missed calls. Most from my mother, several from my father, a few from my sister. There were messages too, long ones, short ones. My mother first. The bank called us. Something about the mortgage payment. Then another. "Is there a mistake?" My father's message came later. "Why did the bank say the payment was reversed?" My sister texted after that. "What is going on? Dad's freaking out." I didn't answer right away. Around noon the phone rang again. This time I let it go to voicemail. The bank had already explained everything to them, of course. They had to. When a large payment disappears overnight, someone calls. The explanation would have been simple. The payer requested a reversal. The account has been restored to its previous balance. No drama, just fact. Authority without emotion. I spent the afternoon working like any other day. Emails, spreadsheets, small tasks that kept my hands moving. Every now and then the phone buzzed again. The tone of the messages shifted. My father's second message was shorter. "If this is about last night, it was a joke." My sister's message came an hour later. "You know how he is." My mother sent 3 more. One of them said, "We didn't realize you were serious." I read them all. I didn't reply. Not because I wanted revenge. It didn't feel like that. It felt more like stepping out of a conversation that had been happening my entire life. 2. Late that evening my father called again. I watched the phone light up across the room. For years I had tried to explain things to them, to defend effort, to clarify intentions, to make sure they understood that kindness wasn't performance. The call rang until it stopped. The house I tried to give them was still theirs to pay for. Nothing dramatic had changed, but something inside me had. For the first time, silence didn't feel like losing an argument. It felt like keeping my dignity.